Shalom. All glory, honor, and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Peace and blessings to all the sincere brothers and sisters out there doing this work of the Lord. I want to do a quick breakdown on World War I in the Bible as prophesied by John the Revelator in the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 9, verse 1. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth. And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. So this is talking about the destruction of the end times, which we've been in the beginning of the end for years now, past 200 years or so, really. And it says the angel was given the key of the bottomless pit. The bottomless pit is representing Europe, the lack of nutrients. If you look right now in recent years, it says that Europe is running out of resources, right? Because Europe trades, it is in cahoots with other nations surrounding the Mediterranean Sea, such as the quote-unquote Middle East when it comes to oil or raw resources, Egypt and other parts of Africa. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. So it's speaking about all the destruction that was taking place throughout the continent of Europe, right? If you look at the planes that they had, the planes had the ability to create smoke in the air. All the bombs and the nuclear warfare that began to take place, it all started with World War I initially, right? That's the introduction of the nuclear age in warfare. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power as the scorpions of the earth have power. John the Revelator is describing the men as locusts upon the earth, right? So he's just speaking about the multitudes of people that were coming in and out of the smoke as these bombs and nuclear missiles were going off. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. The only people that were on the receiving end of this destruction were those who have not been sealed by the Most High from the beginning, right? So all the people that basically weren't children of the covenant, Hebrew Israelites, at least the ones that weren't following the commandments. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. The power that they were given was to just cause a lot of destruction throughout the earth, right? Cause a lot of tribulation. And it says 5 months. It's just speaking about a specific span of time. And in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Speaking about all the casualties that took place, and then all the after effects too from this war. For example, one thing that was new to the military troops and soldiers were the noises of these nuclear bombs and these cannons, things of that nature that took place, right? The amount of weaponry that they had, it had a very, very detrimental effect on them. So a lot of them were suffering from military-caused infliction.
Did a potential lack of hearing protection then lead to lots of cases of soldiers returning home or being removed from the front line due to deafness? Hearing protection was never really provided for any troops. The best form of protection then was to cover your ears in the event of an artillery barrage. The noise would have been absolutely deafening, shown by the fact that the noise from the Western Front could be heard as far away as eastern England if the wind was blowing in the right direction. As a result, many veterans suffered from chronic hearing loss. In France, after the war, between 10 and 20% of those who had served could apply for pensions regarding their hearing disabilities, though many of those who complained of hearing problems in the British Army were dismissed as exaggerating. But such intensity of sound had never been experienced before. So command...
Here, if you look, you can see all the casualties that took place. You're looking at numbers in the millions. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. You go into the history of the German helmets that they wore for war, you could see the golden eagle on them. The eagle represents quote unquote white power. The nation who are considered the Edomites in the Bible, if you look at all their nations or the symbols that they have, it all is representative of an eagle. And the same thing that is taking place right now in America. And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. It's just talking about how they were on a mission to destroy, right? So saying that they were like the teeth of lion, because once you got into the hands of another power, it's pretty much done for you. And it says that they had hair like women. If you go into the history of some of these military troops, it actually used to be a thing where they grew their hair out longer. It wasn't shunned upon the way that it is now. The introduction of shaving the heads when you go into the military was kind of introduced during this period. Because why? They had to wear the gas mask and some of the other tactical gear that they put on. It wasn't beneficial for them to have longer hair. But having longer hair was actually something that was kind of exalted in a way for those that were in the military. And they had breastplates, as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. So what is that speaking about? The weaponry that they had, right? But the chariots that they're speaking about are the planes, the variety of planes that were used by all these countries. It says that they had the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. That's speaking about the noise that these fighter planes made. They made very loud sounds. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. Again, just speaking about an allotted time that it took place. But it's comparing the tails of these chariots that they had as scorpions. Now, if you look at the back of the military planes, the original styles for the aircraft that were used, you can see why John the Revelator would compare it to that of a scorpion. You look at the way that these fighter jets and planes are crafted now, it's a lot different than that. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath this name Apollyon. So it's speaking about the angel that was causing all this death and destruction. Because if you read the scriptures, there's good angels and there's bad angels. There's angels that fulfill the will of the Most High through evil when you transgress the laws. And then there's angels who encampeth around you and protect you when you are trying to strive and keep the laws, right? So the death angel, Abaddon, is the one that had reign and was controlling the death and destruction that was taking place in the bottomless pit, which is Europe. One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. So this is one woe going into destruction. That's one world war that took place from 1914 to 1918. And then World War II came quickly after that. Within the span of 21 years, World War II came in 1939. And now that we're on the brink of a third world war with not even 150-year span. So that's a very short time when you're looking at space throughout history. That's what's prophesied in the Bible. So with that, I pray that it was edifying from the understanding that I have through studying the scriptures, through speaking with some elder men, and also studying history to tie all these things together through the Spirit of the Most High. I pray that it was edifying. Shalom.